Well, guys, at least we're all here. Yeah. Hey, Baymax, what you got in this cough drop bag? Honey lemons? Yes, I made some myself. I guess you don't have recruits for nothing. Can I have one? Sure. Just let me reach it out for you. As far here, have a cough drop. Does taste like honey lemon. And I can't wait to meet her one day since she's awfully nice compared to Belle. Yeah, but for me, I'm more like Go-Go, for example. You got any of those cough pills? No, we don't. But I know a restaurant. Okay, now you guys know why we're here. Yes, we're here to listen for a peace offering meeting. Yes, it's about our compromises and our jeopardy that's been disrupting lately. And I'm kind of speechless right now because the atmosphere is still reeking my knowledge. Yeah, ours too, but let's make the best effort to it. But who, but yet, as far as I'm concerned, who arranged this meeting? You don't want to know, Woody, but I'm afraid we're going to have to explain this to them in person. Whatever it is, it better not be one of those Star Warriors or even those Marveteers. Really. Yeah. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Them? Yes, them. The Disney villains. You invited them? No, they invited us. Because last night while I was taking a walk, I got a text from them. Exactly. We have business to discuss. Look, if you're here for a thumb war or rock, paper, scissors or water balloon fight, you can count us out for those ridiculous games. Oh, please, I despise those pathetic games. Relax, Lightyear. We're not here to fight. We're just here for a gathering, that's all. A peace offering negotiation gathering. Isn't that what friends are for? On the contrary, Jafar, it is. Oh, Aladdin, you have always been my favorite hated enemy. I really hate that serpent myself. Yeah, so do I. So, what is this meeting about? Well, first, we need to acknowledge the healthcare companion that's you in this board. Baymax, happy anniversary. Why, thank you. Finally, someone who acknowledged us despite we've not been advertised. That's because they refuse to admit how special you are. Besides, Aladdin Jr., you will always be special to me. Okay, first off, I'm not his son or his descendant. Who cares? You both have the same hair, same girl, and same attitude, and I appreciate it. He has a point and same color. Oh, all right, look, what do you guys want from us? Let's just say we're offering a deal. For the past few years, we have witnessed what we believed is a compromise. Exactly. As you may know, Disney is running low on budget cuts and lots of politicians and lots of conspiracy and all that piece of junk. My point is, Adam, if that's your name, that you're surrounded by junk. Okay, we are not junk. Of course you're not. You're inedible. I'm talking about those damsels in distress. Damsels? He means those princesses, Sheriff, if you know what I mean. What's wrong with those princesses? Yeah, I know they're too beautiful and too sexual, but what's that have to do with them? Oh, please, incredible. Don't you get it? You and I have one thing in common. We both hate princesses. We don't hate them, you do. Only because mostly to us, Not only our arch enemies, but you serve as an arch rival to them. Except you're forgetting one thing. Who impaled me with that ship? Eric. I was gonna answer it if you didn't interrupt me, of course. But I was afraid you don't know. No one else know. Yes, exactly. As you can see, princesses are the problem. They're turning Disney into a pathetic paradise wasteland for girls and children. All because they care about singing, they care about dresses, and care about pop culture and fashion and advertisements merching everywhere in front of your face. And the final score is they didn't even give credit for Naveen. I don't even see him getting a large role for that new ride. Look, we love Naveen so much, but I don't certainly like Tiana because I don't like her attitude. Neither do I, and I even fear her once. Maybe because you don't like her when she's a frog because it makes you feel like she's a threat to you. Exactly. But I rather challenge Naveen instead, rather than that spoiled, sassy mouth. I don't like her attitude either because she reminds me the last damsel I anticipated. Now, as you might realize, that is why we're offering a truce. What kind of truce? We will promise to provide anything needs you can gather. Join me, Aladdin, and together we'll redeem your lost comprehensions, your fame again. My fame? Yes. Everyone knew you were once an icon until Jasmine showed up and stole everything that you needed. Besides, she's not the one who trapped me into that lamp. I trapped her into the hourglass, and you saved her. You did it all by yourself. That makes you the worthy opponent. Yeah, it's true. But, and also, in case you have also forgotten, who defeated me as in my dragon form? I did. That was Fantasia talk, or Phantasmic. Philip was my enemy, not you, rodent. He impaled me with the sword of truth, and the truth is, Philip is responsible for my death, not Aurora. All I ever did to her first was put her into a deep, sleeping death. Yeah, and I wish I can crush you if you were a dragon. You will, and you will be no match for me. So that's why we're offering you a deal. We're going to make Disney a place for men. What about you? What about her? I mean, you and Ursula are girls. We're not just girls, we are witches. And witches respect men for power and nobilities. I see. And besides, Jack, you're lucky you had your own melodies to carry your voice with, while the rest of your friends, on the other hand, don't seem to sing much. Besides, you're surrounded by a world of manipulation. What? Face it, Ralph. Ever since your sequel came out, people's suggestions were adding princesses in your film instead of more Disney heroes, or at least make it single. And after that, there was Frozen 2, Raya, Encanto, and Wish. And they both have one thing in common. They didn't have any male protagonists or love interests as far as I scanned. Exactly. There is no true love. The balance is broken, all because of women, despite being one. And since I have my power, I can punish them by stealing everyone's voice. That means they'll no longer talk or sing in front of you until you're redeemed. All of you. Okay, first off, I'm a space ranger. I don't sing except for Pledge of Allegiance. That's more like propaganda. Let me do the singing for you. All right. Look, we don't want to destroy princesses. Won't that make us villains? Villains. Princesses are the real villains here, only to be poised with greed and spoiledness. Otherwise, into your mind, I guess the real villains of the mall is none other than spectators, the most spoiled, selfish ones you can bear to not put your trust on. Otherwise, critics and studio producers are the real bad guys you see before us. Well, it's true. I didn't like critics either. Look, we don't want to rebel. I know what it's like to lose, to not get credit taken. Except, unlike you, Bo doesn't have much credit. Only Buzz, on the other hand, has a lot. And you're lucky your best friend's a man who's still by your side, along with Jeannie and others before you. That's why we are going to take them out. Otherwise, if you don't join us, and if we can't, besides, if you can't join us, I can't guarantee your reputations, because there are princesses and spectators out there in the real world who will take advantage and manipulate others who knew you better. And besides, my nephew didn't defeat me while he was a cub. All these advertisings are lies. I guess that's why they call it false advertisements. So what do you say? Do we have a deal? If you were ever Disney heroes, your first one is saving those who were lost. Besides, princesses and women are not winners. They're not? I'm afraid they're not. They're nothing but cheaters through my eyes. And they always will be cheaters. They cheat for publicities. Men are the real winners. Since Treasure Planet, Atlantis, Chicken Little, dinosaurs, Emperor's New Groove, but at the end, they still denied them for decades. And I refuse to deny this. And those who choose female protagonists over the male ones will perish as punishment for their lack of choice. Okay, maybe guys like us are a bit tough only because we're men. Men were not built for romance or anything. We're just built to act like soldiers and warriors. Or really, what about bedtime stories and celebrities? Isn't that what you're good at? Well, because you're lucky you got everything you needed, along with 626 and the Pumpkin King, and perhaps that balloon dumpling over here. Who, me? Yes, you. That is why we're giving you one chance. If you don't join us, I'm afraid you're all forgotten. Mark our words. And I regain your throne if I were you, because once Disney is reborn the way it was for glory and justice, no one will ever ignore you again or deny you, because there are still some children in the real world who still admired you. They were just too young, weak, and helpless to think otherwise. And besides, we are going to restore the balance for you. And if we don't agree, then you will all perish into a memory. That doesn't mean we're going to destroy you. They are. Who's they? The critics, the ones who disowned all of you because they don't care about your use anymore. They care about me. That's because you're surrounded by two sisters, which still makes them cheaters. But yet, they only like you because you're too cute, but yet feral. Yeah, and I despise your friend who's completely feral. Look, just give us a minute to think about it. We're not going to kill any princesses or kill anyone who tries to ignore us. Yes, Disney is a downfall. Yes, they had made too many choices. And yes, Wish wasn't a good movie because they lacked a true love interest. But we'll never forget one thing. And what is that, you Lone Ranger? That Mickey's creator is a male. Yes, and at least he made me first before Minnie and before Daisy and Clarabelle and everyone else who's a female. Besides, being in charge is hard work. It's not so easy to control the universe and the balance. Otherwise, the only real winners to be boys is none other than my rivals next door. Your rivals. You're not talking about that annoying cross-dressing hairball next door with a water tower, are you? Because unlike you, you still love your Minnie Mouse. But for that rodent, he never cares about true love or happily ever afters. All he cares about is war. But you care about his justice. Is that what you're good at? Yes, I like justice better than war. And at least I don't say, of course, you realize. And at least I'm not the only one who has a problem with the balance. Because soon both me and my rivals are going to restore it out. Even if it means they deny us all. We'll see. If not, I'm about to send them a message to your rivals. What's the message? Watch for the first thing you feel in what you see through your eyes, and look behind your skull. I don't know what that means. It's a riddle, but I can't come up with a good one yet. But you'll get the point soon. We'll see about that. But for now, we are going to make a calling card for those stores. And what's that? Mark our war and our words. Disney will be made for men, whether they like it or not. This time, it's all about you, not them, not Ariel, not Jazzy, not Pocahontas, Mulan, or Tiana, or anyone, especially Von Schweetz and Asha. They're all dismissed permanently. Or in other words, this time, like your oath always says, to be a Disney hero and to rehabilitate your organization, you need to come up with one choice. And what's the choice? No girls allowed. This time, boys rule. Because soon Disney will finally be ours. But what about Ursula and Maleficent? They're not boys. What's in it for them? What's in it for us is I can't play villain no more until I see Eric again. And that goes for Philip. Besides, they impaled us, and we desire to impale them back before reviving them. You can count on it, but I'd rather keep them safe first. Whatever it takes. Think about it. It's only a matter of time before they finally realize the errors. Because we're giving them as a calling card and a warning for what happens if they underestimate your backs. Besides, don't let them turn your backs on you, because they've already done it. Because this time, Disney heroes of men are the winners, and princesses will always be the damsels in distress, and they'll stay like that, or else they'll answer to me. Besides, I always love my nephew when he's older, but I don't like how he turned darker behind my tail. Is it true? Well, she did take credit for me thousands of times, but that doesn't mean I want revenge. I just want I just want her to share the fortune with me. Otherwise, I'm just like how I sing myself. Nobody appreciates me because I'm broke. You're not broke, you are a celebrity. They just forgot what it's like to know you. Yeah, and for me, I got nothing against Moana despite my sequel starts in 2 weeks. And you're lucky for once. Yeah, I always will be. But there's one thing I still don't get it. How come Tamatoyo's not in the sequel? Maybe he is. It's just one of those secret scenes that don't show on commercials yet. But don't worry, we'll make Disney a place for guys again. We will rehabilitate the balance. Well, just as you know, we will rehabilitate it, but that doesn't mean we want to destroy all princesses who turn our backs on us. They just need to tone it down, otherwise they'll make it a place for girls. So how do we do it? Well, first we'll have to make posters of us, fan-made ones, and lots of t-shirts and lots of videos about us. Once we do, we'll be famous again. They just need a callback story, that's all. Well, we'll give it a shot, but I don't know how long it'll take for it to happen. They will.